welcome back to my shop. Today I had full intention on getting on that GMC, but you know that saying about how the best laid plans can change? Well, they've changed. I decided I'm gonna take another cruise, me and the Chevy. So anyway, stay tuned and we're gonna take a cruise. And I believe I'm gonna take a cruise down on the property first, then we'll get out on the road before it gets too hot. Well, this here is my close-up garden. That's that sweet corn, golden queen, zucchinis, tomatoes, some more zucchini, and some tomatoes and bell peppers on the other side. More tomatoes going on the fence, peppers, cucumbers. Should have a few hanging over here. There's one. We've been picking them pretty regular. There's some more down there. Yeah, here's one in there. Good old fresh cucumbers. Bell peppers aren't making very good yet, but I put this close because so the missus can get to it. I put it down there too far, she won't walk down there. Neither will I. Anyway. Alright. I'll answer a question or two while we're sitting back here. Alright, one of the questions I get is how to pronounce my moniker or the name I use on my YouTube channel, or what does it mean? Well, it's actually kind of simple. Way back when I first started getting online, now this is even before the www, this is before the internet. This is when I used to get on message boards on dial-up. Well, anyway, the first message board I ever joined was a sports board that had to do with Tennessee volunteer football. And now all you brethren Southeastern Conference fans, now don't be haters now, don't be against me. Born and raised Tennessee. I mean, it's in my blood, I can't help it. But anyway, so the name is actually three separate names put together. Vol for volunteer, fan for fan, and DT, which is my initials. Vol fan, DT. Well, we would do some get-togethers, do some tailgating before games, and some of the guys started calling me Vol Fandit. You know, you take the word like bandit, and you just put the V in front of it and go Vol Fandit. So it's kind of evolved to that, Vol Fandit. Vol Fan DT is now Vol Fandit. I am not as big a college football fan as I used to be. I'm not anywhere near a fan of NFL football for reasons I won't get into. but maybe most of you all share the same thought. But I've rediscovered, because of nephew's high school football, and I've been going and observing my oldest grandson in the 9-year-old league starting his first year in football. And I'm going to, and I'm really enjoying both of those a lot more than I do college or pro anymore. And I'm going to link the first hit that my grandson got. And well, it's pretty good.
Ready, go! Now go.
Oh, he got away. But anyway, so that's my name. Ballfandit is how you can pronounce it, or Ballfandit. Either way, I'll answer to it, or you can call me Dave. All right. See how close that fat little dude will let me get to him. That's my Y2K food source, if needed. Also, I did a video, but I hadn't posted it yet, I don't think, about the 2020 Christmas Eve snow we got, and it knocked that cedar down. I may post that. We'll see. This is my drying up pond. We're in the middle of a drought. That's the stump of the tree we cut down. Maybe I'll post that. But here's that. Here's some big bullfrogs. I didn't catch it. But here's the stump of that cedar that fell on the Christmas Eve of 2020. And I've left it because, you know, the pond was about 4 foot deeper than what it is now. And I figured the boys, the grandsons and nephews and so forth, would like to play with it, but they haven't showed any interest. So the pond, if it dries down like it has done in the past, I'll be cutting that dude up. So anyway, so this is what I commonly refer to as my back 40, but actually it's only the back 2.5 to be technical. The whole Ponderosa is only a little over 4 acres, and you know, that's about all I want. Now this is where I usually put about 1 acre down of corn. This is the corn I talked about in the last video, the Hickory King. And well, I didn't put it down this year because, well, there may be some building going on back here. And my daughter and son-in-law were supposed to start, and construction material, oh my gosh, how much that costs now. But anyway, it's so expensive that it's on the back burner. That and the surveyors hadn't got done yet. So what we got here is what I call the volunteer corn, or the wild corn. This is from seed from last year's corn that I put down, and I just mow around it and let it go. Anyway, some of it may make some corn. You see some out there tasseling, but a lot of it's too small. I don't know, we'll see. But this generally, come Halloween time, is a haunted corn maze. Who knows? It may be a haunted field. We'll see. Because we'd normally bring the kids back here and do a hayride anyway. But they're all getting too old for that now. So that's my compost pile of grass that I just mow in this particular area. This fence will be gone pretty soon. I put that up to keep my young pups from getting back here loose in the subdivision, which is over on this side, which would be my east side. Now that was formerly 20 acres of farmland. My neighbor raised cattle, and he got old, and his passed away. His heirs decided to sell it, and well, now it's a 76 home subdivision that runs down my total east side and wraps around my back. Here on the west side, I've got one neighbor. She raises horses, and my neighbor on this side still does too. He raises horses. Matter of fact, we had to bury his favorite mare here last fall. You know, I mean, those of you all that are little, that may not want to see this, I'll just post a quick picture of how we were handling that. But anyway, you know, progress is progress. What can you say? Well, that's a quick tour. That's a burn pile that I need to take care of this fall. We're in a burning. We can't burn right now, so burning restriction, because it's, you know, we're in this drought and it's so dry. The garden seems to be doing good, but we're having to hit it with what we call city water. So anyway, all right, I hope y'all like that little tour of my Ponderosa. We're going to get out of here now on a cruise on the hard pavement, and I believe I'm gonna go to a car wash and give this thing a wash. So well, let's do it. Can't find them, grind them. Temperature to drop down a little bit too. All that idling in the field got him up to about the 0 of the 180. He'll cool off here shortly. But anyway, I believe I'm gonna go to normally I wash this at the house, but I'm gonna wash it here at the car wash. It's kind of on my cruise round anyway. And that way I won't blow dry it. I'll just let the Mother Nature dry it. Hope y'all don't mind another cruising video. Alright, she's nice and clean. Let's take her out on the road now and get her dry. That's a buddy, a friend of mine, Vietnam vet. I always like to honk and say hey when I drive by. I'll be looking through a wet windshield until Mother Nature decides to blow it dry. And we'll just go from there. Another beautiful day in the neighborhood. Cutting hay, looks like. You know, I've been meaning to get back on that GMC, but just haven't been feeling it lately. Been letting some of the aches and pains heal, and actually tackling some other problems. The wife and I, this is really unusual. Any of you all have any one of those Tempur-Pedic beds? You know, the kind that's electronically will raise and lower, kind of like a hospital bed, and also give you some vibrations. Well, me and the wife, about 7-8 years ago, just before I retired, she said that we needed a new box spring and mattress for the king size bed. So we went shopping, and in the process of talking with the salesman, he told us about a Tempur-Pedic bed they had out there on the floor as a demo, and it was a couple years old, and they were wanting to sell it at half price. Now, being ever cognizant on the for the good deal, on the lookout, the wife said that's what we need. So before you know it, we done bought us a fancy Tempur-Pedic bed. I gotta open my vent here, hold on. There, now I got air conditioning. And we're downshifting, hitting a turn and going up a hill. So bear with me. Thought I could multitask better than that. But anyway, so we ended up with a Tempur-Pedic bed. And for 7-8 years, it's been working great. We played with the vibration there at the beginning, but we rarely ever turn that on. But when I get down in my back, I do use it. Now, I will admit that, and it does seem to help. But mainly, if she's in the den and she's watching, I don't know, Christmas in July or with all that other stuff she likes to watch, chick flicks, you know, sometimes I'll just retire to the bedroom and just set my Tempur-Pedic bed up where I can sit straight up and watch YouTube or a rare sci-fi movie or something. And well, the story's dragging, isn't it? Anyway, the other night we come home Wednesday night, come home from church, and her bed was lowered all the way down. She likes it raised up just a hair, about an inch or so, you know, elevation on the head. And it wouldn't work. Now the vibration part would work, but the raise and lower wouldn't. So I thought, well, one of them wires must have got pinched or something. So I crawled under it like it was a car. And I spent the next couple days troubleshooting that dude. I didn't find any wires pinched. And since my bed worked, I said, well, you know what? This thing has got a controller under it. First off, it's got a lot of electronics in there. It's got a controller box that has, what has it got? 6, 7 leads going to it, plus power. You got 3 servos that lifts and lowers. Oh, I'll be right back. Where was I before I so interrupted myself? Oh, it's got 3 servos that raise and lowers. and it's got 3 vibrators, plus it's got a connection going to the remote transceiver, and of course power going into it. So in my limited knowledge, but curiosity, I decided that it was the controller box. And I thought, you know, she was saying, you know, I really want my bed raised back up. So I got on the World Wide Web trying to price out a controller box. And apparently, like many parts for these old antique trucks, that stuff was made of unobtainable, or unobtainium. There you go, unobtainium. That's a tongue twister. Anyway, couldn't find one. So, I took it apart hoping I could find a blown fuse. And I did. There's about 8 or 9 relays, big microprocessor, all kinds of chips and capacitors. I mean, there's a lot of smarts in the thing. And I didn't see any visual damage. Nothing burnt, no holes, no smoke. So I put it back together and came up with this brilliant idea that I would take my controller and put it over on her side, on her part of the bed. You know, being it's a king size, but it's twin beds underneath the thing. So I put my controller on it, and it had the same symptoms. In other words, vibration, but no lift or lower. So I said, son of a gun, something else is wrong with this dude. So I took my controller and put it back on my side, and guess what? Vibration only, no lift or lower. I had tore mine up. So finally I relented, got on the big old www, and I found this one furniture site that had troubleshooting instructions for the Tempur-Pedic beds. Well, one of the instructions said that occasionally you got to reset the things. And how you reset it is you get your remotes. Yeah, we got 2 remotes, one for each side. And you press and hold the off button for the up-down until the display goes to reset. It'll change from down to reset in the display. And I got a turn coming up. Well, I'm really dragging this story. Hold on. So anyway, where was I? Okay, so I'm pressing the down button and holding it on my remote to controls my bed. And the display changes from displaying down to RST, restore. And then you hear the control box go through a bunch of clicking and clacking and all this other stuff. And it says after you hear the last sound coming out of it, wait a minute, 60 seconds, then release the reset button and all should work. Well, I did that, and guess what? Mine got back to working again. So I thought, if it's good for the gander, or goose, it's good for the gander. Is that right? I mean, that's the saying, but is a female a gander? Goose and gander. I don't know. I have to look that up. But anyway, so I decided to take her remote and try the same thing on her side. And guess what? It fixed it. So, long story short, I had to reset my bed. Isn't that something, huh? Resetting the bed. And she raised it up where she wants it, and that's where it'll stay unless she gets bedridden. Now, when she had the COVID-19, she was in that bed for a good 3 weeks, and she did utilize all those features. So it's really handy. You know, it's one of them things that you don't hardly use it, but when you need it, you know? Anyway, resetting the bed. I've seen it all, man. I know those of you that watch my videos know that it looks like I drive the same roads, but this is such an enjoyable road to cruise. Very little traffic, shade like this, you know, 30, 35 mile an hour, just a lovely cruise. So I come this way very often. So hopefully you're not too bored with it. You know, I'm recording this before the video that will be posting before this posts. So I have no idea about the how it's received by you all. Some of the things I said, or you know, the fact that it was a cruising video like this. So I don't know if it's good or bad. All right, I'm going to give you some hints on some upcoming episodes or vlogs that I'll be doing that I haven't started yet. If you watched my that series on the GMC with the where I messed around and had to do the kingpins and the tie rod ends on it, I took it to a front end shop, alignment shop, to have them check it out, and they found a problem with one of the rear leaf springs, the eyelet. And they said it wasn't it was the eyelet that was wore and not the bushing or the rod that goes through it. Well, I traded and got a whole set of them. See, I can get him out of springs to fit. And I've actually installed the correct amount on the front end. And these are the rears. So I'll be addressing that soon, as soon as I start feeling like crawling back under it again. And I want to give a big shout out to Mike, who goes by Delta on the interweb. He sent me this Ranco valve. I'm pouring the water out, that he no longer desires in his truck, and so this will be part of the final solution on getting my primary my deluxe heater fixed and back to OEM type specifications. Oops. But anyway, I've been doing some testing with it, and I got the linkage here freed up so it can be turned by the linkage, and I filled both of these water inlets and outlets with water to see if they did leak. Of course, I figured they would. And the input pipe that is sealed via this held water. It didn't leak. The output pipe, which is in this plenum part that also backs up to the seal here, did leak. So that seal that wears out in them does leak. So I'll have to be addressing that in the future too. I haven't totally decided if I'm going to rebuild it or try to get someone, but to tell you the truth, the seal's fairly cheap and readily available, and I can get that, and I believe I may tackle that myself. So that'll be coming up too. And I made mention of these in a previous video. That bent tie rod which flexed and would just, even with the reinforcement angle iron I welded to it, it would still flex and bend, and it wore out a set of these tires within 15,000 miles, the outer edge. So we got to get these new tires mounted. I haven't decided if I'm going to pull those Kragers off and carry them and the tires down there to them, or just drive down there and do it after I get the rear end addressed. Tell you the truth, I'm kind of leaning towards taking the wheels off and carrying them down there in the Chevy and have it done. And that way I won't be waiting on, because once I get that relief spring going, this puppy's getting back out on the road until the next problem creeps up. Well, alright, I believe that'll stick a fork in this vlog. Sorry about another cruise video, but well, you know, that's what I've been feeling like here lately. 90-degree heat, sore thumbs. I'm telling you, it's kind of hard sometimes to convince yourself to crawl back underneath one of these things when you ain't got a lift. Hey, but that's me. That's all me. I would have a lift, you know, to answer your questions. if I had taller than 8-foot ceilings. Now I've been working on plans to do something about that. And well, construction prices has really slowed me down on one of the plans that I thought I'd already have done by this time, and that's to add on the back of the shop. I've been going between either building a lean-to, high ceiling back there on the back, about I don't know, a 20 by 24, something like that, or even getting one of these already prefabbed carport with sides, or even the metal barn kits that you can buy. So I've been going back and forth, and right now everybody is just so proud of this stuff. So that's been kind of put on hold. And well, you know, what with enjoying life, sometimes you just kind of just skip over the work. You know what I mean? But anyway, we'll just leave it at that. Business will be done, but right now we're almost on a as needed basis. Anyway, say anyway. Hope everything's going good with you and yours. Going good here. Can't complain. Would do me no good to complain anyway. If it's worth complaining about, it's worth just fixing. So that's what I try to do. So you have a good one, and I hope to see you around on the next one. And there will be a next one. See you.